And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Today we're going to take a look at a game called Spice Merchant. This is a game from Korea, from Danko, and it is a game about, well, selling spices as a merchant. A theme, you know, guys, that I'm thrilled with, but it's a small card game. It says it takes 20 minutes, which is accurate for me playing the game. Let's take a look at it. Spice Merchant is made up of many, surprise, spice cards. In the deck, there are 16 of these black pepper cards. There are also 16 ginger cards. There are 14 cinnamon cards. There are 14 clove cards. There are 12 nutmeg cards. And there are 12 saffron cards. Now, each of these cards has 4 sides to it. And basically what those sides do is they tell you how much this card is worth depending on how much the demand is for it. So if the demand here is 3, then each saffron is worth 8 coins each. That little number 12 there is simply just to let you know how many of these cards are in the deck. Each player is dealt a hand of 7 cards, and they're going to take one of these cards and they're going to invest basically in that spice secretly and put it face down. And then players are going to take turns going around the table. Now what they can do is they can play another card as an investment in front of them, and that card is an investment that everybody can see. Or they can play to the market out in the middle of the table. Now the market here, we have these little green tokens that basically show 6 different markets that can be opened. When I play cards to market, I can play 1 through 4 cards as long as they are the same type in that market. So you can see there I played 2 cinnamon cards and they play together. Or I could play 1 saffron card there. And what you can do as you're playing cards to the market is you can play all the different colors if you want to, but you can also play another card of the same type over here. So for example, I could do this, or I can add to a market that's already open, but you can never go over more than 4 cards for each market. Now the market is closed when 2 of these markets, specific spice markets, reach 4 cards, or when there's something at all 6 markets. When that happens, the market closes. At that point, players are going to reveal their cards, and their cards are going to be worth money depending on the markets out there. So for example, if I have a brown card in front of me, if I have a ginger, then that ginger is going to be worth 6 coins. And I can remember that by looking at this card. Although, frankly, there's little cards that come with the game that are reference cards, and they're much easier to look at. And so you simply will keep score as to how many points you got. You will then, after everyone has recorded their scores, and I should mention that let's say I had 2 ginger cards. Only one of them would work with this market. There would have to be another ginger market for me to be able to score the second ginger card. But after everyone's done their scores, we empty the markets out. Players will draw back up to 7 cards in their hand, and you will start another round. There's actually 4 of these rounds. The difference is, in the last couple rounds, you are able to put up 2 cards in front of you during the round, rather than just 1. You start with your secret one, and then you put 2. At the end of that, whoever has the most points is the winner. So what do I think here of Spice Merchant? It's an interesting idea here. Spice Merchant is a game in which you're playing cards either into the market to increase the demand for that type of card, or in front of you to basically have a stake in that type. Now that's something that's very similar to other games. We're talking about games like Colossal Arena, or even probably Botswana, or I guess it's whatever version of Botswana you might have played before, maybe Quandary or so. But the idea of where should I put the card is a good one. The problem is in Spice Merchant, it's not really fully realized. And the reasoning behind that is because the card values are so wildly skewed. For example, the saffron, the pink card, if you have 4 of them in the market, they are each worth 10 gold pieces. While if you have 4 black pepper in the market, they're each worth 5. Now that's a doubling of value from pink to black. You say, well, pink is rare. yes, there's only 12 pinks and there's 16 blacks, but the simple fact is, it's really not worth your time to get black because you're still not going to get as many points as a guy who's put out the pink cards. The black pepper cards just don't do nearly as well. And the game can also end capriciously quickly because it's really not hard for someone to fill up the market to put out all 6 or to fill 2 of the markets to 4 cards each. It's a really quick thing to do. The pictures on the cards, the fact that they are square cards is a useful thing, and I mean, I like that. The production of the game is fine. It's just that the game plays out so light and it feels so random. I played it several times, and I never could shake the feeling that I was just playing with whatever cards I got in my hand. It's an interesting idea. I just don't think it's fully realized. It's kind of like a half-baked game to some degree. So I really can't recommend this one. The idea of selling the spices and manipulating the market yourself is a pretty cool one. And I think the idea is great. The packaging is good. It's just that overall this just felt very, very, very like a filler game without any flavor at all.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find the latest board game news at Dicetowernews.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Fun Again Games, the world's best game source. Fun Again Games has over 5,000 games available. Check them out at funagain.com.
Shut the door!
There.